Well, hey, babe, it's Jamie. That's me here. Welcome back to my channel. Now, let's go ahead and talk about put a ring on it. All right, let me go ahead and get into my announcements before we get into the recap of season 2, episode 1. Put a ring on it. First things first, okay? Ooh, ladies, first panel will be interviewing Dr. Heavenly of Married to Medicine on this Tuesday. Okay, all of the details are right here for you guys. You can catch us on Bondi Blues channel. Okay, 8-9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, get into that. And while we're also speaking on put a ring on it, also on this Thursday, coming up on Jay Lee's channel, you guys know we do our rotation of the ladies first panel on every Thursday. We will be having Ashley of season 1 of Put a Ring on It. She will be joining us as well over on Jay Lee's channel. That is going to be the 1st of July to kick off the 4th of July weekend. So you guys come on over there to Jay Lee's corner and hang out with us this Thursday. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get into put a ring on it. Okay, we have a new season, and I was wondering if they was gonna come back. Y'all know I did a recap of Meet the Cast. Now we really about to meet the cast. Okay, let's go ahead and get into these couples. Okay, so we have 3 new couples. Give you guys a little background. Dr. Nicole sat with everybody. Okay, LaRonda and Sean. Okay, that's the first couple that I have here listed. They've been together for about 3 years. I believe LaRonda said that he hopped in her DMs and then they hung out or whatever, went to Dave and Buster's or whatnot, and he lost just about every single game. But he said that one thing that he did win was her heart, is they've been together for about 3 years. I believe he's in the entertainment industry, comedian. I believe he said he writes, he does hosting, he's worked at a radio station or whatnot. And I believe LaRonda may be like an engineer or something like that. I think she may have a corporate job. So homegirl is bringing in some coins. Okay. Now let's go ahead and move on to Alexa. I hope I said that. Is it Alexia? Alexia and Darion. Okay. Now they've been together for like 14 years. She used to play basketball professionally, and she happened to be overseas. Now, I had been wondering, like, girl, how the hell you been in this relationship for this man this long? And he ain't never, you know what I'm saying, put a ring on it or anything. Well, it makes sense now, because she was in her career, which was being a professional basketball player, and there were times she wasn't even in the United States. She was overseas, so that makes sense. In addition to him being a part of Field Mob, ended up learning that he was a part of a Field Mob, and with that he would do a lot of traveling himself. So a lot of their relationship has been spent with them kind of like, to me, having a long distance relationship. But whenever they would come back together, they said it would be like they never missed out on anything, right? So that's what that was. She said that she met him at a club. I believe she could have been a bartender or something. And he ended up, laying a smack down on her, laying a few kisses on Miss Thing within 20 minutes of knowing each other. And I'm like, okay, just walking the club, you just kissing random strangers like that. I guess he made you feel comfortable. And I'll touch on that as we get into his date with Miss Thing a little later, because he has this thing where obviously he makes people feel comfortable. But let's go ahead and move on. Okay. Now he says that, he wants to propose or whatever, but he doesn't want to be pressured into getting into being proposed. He says that Darion says he wants to get married but doesn't want to be pressured, but also says, to me, this is what I wrote, he also says he wants everything without the ring too. So which one is it? You saying that you want to be married, but you're saying you don't want to be pressured into marriage. But then on one occasion we see you talking about how you want everything. You want the kids, you want the dogs, you want the family and stuff, everything that goes with it. You just don't want the ring. So which one is it, honey? Okay, you're contradicting yourself right here. All right, now let's move on to Jessica and Eric. Okay, Eric used to be a professional football player for, I believe he played for the Atlanta, Falcons, I think. Because I be getting the Hawks and the Falcons mixed up, and I don't even know how. I think the Hawks is the basketball team and the Falcons is the football team. But anyway, he used to play professional football, right, for here in Atlanta. Now, she thinks that he is her soulmate. That could be the case, girl. We don't know. Eric says that she is like his lover and his friend. Okay, now they've been together for about 4 years, and Eric doesn't think that they are ready to get married. But Miss Jessica, Miss Thang do think that they are ready to get married. Miss Jessica, no, y'all not. Y'all not ready, girl. Hopefully this process will make y'all ready, but I don't think that you are ready. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. All right. Dr. Nicole lets them know that they will be dating other people. Now, the guys are kind of like, okay. That's usually how I go. Dudes be so excited, but the girls be like, I mean, I found my person. Like, I mean, he's here. Like, I don't really have to date nobody else. Like, what are you doing? You trying to mess us up, Dr. Nicole? You know, that's how they are. But the guys are cool with it, okay? Now, she tells them to write down what the partner can't do on the date. Primarily, don't nobody want they mate to touch nobody, okay? You can't kiss them. You can't touch them. You can't, what's his name? Sean talk about something. It ain't no licking and no sticking. So you won't be licking and sticking nothing over here, ma'am. Okay. Only thing you can do is lick a stamp and put it on the envelope and stick it in the mail. That's the only thing that you can do over here. But you're not gonna lick and stick on no other person. We're not doing that over here. Now, when it comes to Miss Jessica said, "I'll do you one better." How about you ain't gonna follow nobody on social media? I said what I said. It ain't no exchanging on social media, and it ain't no exchanging no numbers. Okay, so then Eric is over there like, well, girl, wait a minute, because that kind of defeats the purpose of what we doing over here, girl. And she's like, no, it don't. It don't defeat nothing at all. Now, listen, when somebody want to find somebody, they gonna find them anyway, girl. So it ain't really like I want Jessica to learn. I want Jessica to learn that you cannot control every single thing. Okay, they gonna do what they want to do anyway, because that's just how it is. Okay. So you can't control every little aspect of your man because you're insecure. And if you feel that way, then maybe you should not be with him. But we'll get into Miss Jessica though. Okay, so Darion is feeling confident. I believe his name may have been Smoke when he was in a group called Field Mob or something like that. Babe. Child, he must got his headphones in. He don't hear me because he be all into that music and stuff like that. So I think he said his name was Smoke when he was in Field Mob. But anyway, so Darion is saying that he's feeling really confident about going on this date. But he says that he doesn't think it's going to affect anything because he sold on who his woman is. He sold on her 100%. He sold on her. Okay. Now let's go ahead and move on to Jessica and Eric because I believe they're about to go into their dates, right? So they get ready to, you know, they outside washing the car and stuff like that. I'll be honest, the first thing I saw was that neighborhood. I said, oh, that neighborhood look new. Okay, that looked like that house probably been there within the last 5 years or something like that. I said, they probably could have just bought that house. Ooh, I said, he ain't going nowhere. Okay, he ain't going nowhere, girl. Not if he got no mortgage with this girl. He ain't going nowhere. He gonna be right there. But anyway, so he's happy about his date because Jessica is squirming. He said, he's like, she's squirming, and I've never seen her squirm like this before. And I'm like, you a mother lie. I ain't never seen her squirm. Like, do you see how your woman act? Yeah, she squirms. So don't be lying to America talking about, so I ain't never seen her squirm like that before. No. No, boo. No. Okay? No, boo. No. Okay? You know that girl got issues. Let's go ahead and move on. So his date arrives and she looks very pretty. She looks well put together. Her hair was nice. She was very cute, but Miss Jessica was not featuring her. Jessica was like, so you just gonna walk up in my house like that? Okay, then, girl. Now that's fine. I understand what we're doing here. Okay, but listen, what time you gonna be back? In an hour? Yeah, because you got a curfew. Okay, and then he over there looking at her, asking the other girl if she got a curfew. She said, I don't give a. He go, just I don't give a what she got. I'm letting you know what you have. Okay, so you need to be back here within an hour. And I'm like, girl, you act like people can't get it in within an hour. Girl, you over here trying to control everything. All right, but she told him that's fine because the way you go about your dates, you're setting the standard for how it is I'm going to go about mine. So you move how you want to move. Just be very careful with how you move, honey. We see each other. All right. So that's that. The girl was very, very pretty. Let me just go and highlight this. I feel like Eric looked like a thick ass T.I. Is it just me? Is it me? He looked like a thick ass T.I. to me, but okay, you know what I'm saying? He's not a bad looking guy at all. You know what I'm saying? But let's just go ahead and move on. So Eric goes out on this date with this young lady. He tells her that he isn't ready to propose, and also tells her because like they got some growing to do and stuff, especially Miss Jessica. But he says that they had some infidelity and things that was involved when he first started dating her. And he was saying he was seeing her and he was seeing all these other women. And what I captured from that, y'all, I really don't believe Jessica was his girlfriend at the time. Because when the conversation comes up later on, Jessica kind of mentioned something about infidelity to Dr. Nicole. And he kind of looked at her like, girl, you weren't even my girlfriend for it to be any kind of infidelity. Why you sitting up here lying to this lady like that? Like, that's the facials that he was giving me about Miss Jessica. But because Jessica was involved with a dude that was seeing everybody else, I think she probably may be afraid of that karma coming back and taking a chomp out her ass or something like that. Like, I don't know, but you know, I'm just telling y'all what it looks like to me. I could be wrong and it's fine, but I'm just telling y'all what it looked like to me. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. All right. She talks about, the young lady talks about how she just thinks that everybody should just keep it a book, you know what I'm saying, just be honest or whatever. And that's just what it is. He says that he don't think women can handle the truth. This is what Eric is telling the young lady in our head. I can't remember her name, but he's telling her, like, I don't think women can handle the truth. And she was like, you sure? He was like, yeah. He was like, I feel like I can handle the truth, but when it comes to my girl, I have to tiptoe around certain things when it comes to her. Like, so what I'm hearing from that is, oh girl, Miss Jessica can dish it, but she can't take it. Basically, like, that's the energy that you telling me. Okay, so you have to tiptoe around how she feeling and stuff. So yikes. I just hope that you're getting what it is that you need out of the deal, because it's not like you may be trying to do all this pleasing to Miss Jessica, but whatever you do still ain't enough, because she's still stuck in this mind frame that all you thinking about that's on your head is sex, because she's still stuck in the past when you was around with her and you had all these other women and stuff like that. But okay then, girl, you got to work on that, honey. You done came this long with this man in 4 years. Whew, yeah. Good luck. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to LaRonda and Sean. Okay, LaRonda and Sean. So his date shows up to the door, right? But before she gets to the door, okay, LaRonda got all these analytical questions. Okay, she's kind of like she asking him about so how is this gonna go? So who's gonna be doing all of the talking? Okay, are you going to be walking in the front of her or in the back of her? Okay, so she's going to open up her own door, or are you going to open the door for her? Okay. Got it. All right, that's fine. I just want to know. I'm like, she asking all these analytical questions. The girl comes to the door. She knock on the door. They race into the door. When I saw that, I have to be honest, I said they have a really fun time in their relationship. That I feel like they always laugh and they probably always goofy with each other. They just have such a great time with each other. So, I mean, their relationship for the most part is probably an easy relationship. And I think when Sean told that girl, like, they just have a difference of opinions at time, I think that's probably when they really, you know, butt heads. Ultimately, I can see their relationship 80% of the time is just like probably fun. But how they may view the world at times, how they may view, have their perspectives on certain situations, I think that's where it can like really blow shit out of proportion for the most part. But, you know, he went on this date with the young lady. Can't recall her name either, okay? LaRonda made sure she hugged the girl before she walked out the house. She's like, girl, it's fine, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciated that, I have to say. She didn't necessarily have to hug the girl, but she was cool with hugging her. And for me, when I saw that, that made me feel like she kind of comfortable in her position, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know him, like, I'm comfortable, I'm secure in what it is that we got. I understand this is the experience, and I want him to get the full experience. You know what I'm saying? Of the process of what we doing. And if he happens to, you know, find somebody better, then that's on him. Then obviously, you know, he wasn't mine. Shit, if you could take him, you know. And maybe that may be a contribution to what Sean be talking about, how like she doesn't really show her emotions. Like, she may just ultimately be like nonchalant about a lot of stuff. She just probably like, you know what I'm saying, like, it's whatever. Because she does give me the vibe of, I'm gonna figure it out however I gotta figure it out. And she tries not to be phased about things too much. In the moment, she tries not to be like too phased by stuff, but ultimately that can affect her, because she may not actually take the time out to deal with some of her issues, because she's so quick to be like, boom, that's cool, it is what it is, let me move on to the next thing, instead of actually sitting down and dealing with some of the stuff she got going on. So I'm just free talking. You know, we're gonna learn more about these couples as the show continues to go on. What else did I want to say about Sean when he went on his date? Okay, he did say that the young lady seemed as though she was really too perfect for him, and it was in that moment when he said it the first time that I said he's not gonna go on another date with her. I already knew that he wasn't gonna go on another date with that lady. I didn't really fully understand what he mean by she's too perfect, but I think what he was trying to say is that he was attracted to her and he didn't want to do anything initially, that being his first date, that's going to affect the relationship that he has with LaRonda. So, but you also got to understand, you got to go through this process for you as well. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's get to Darion, because he was showing his R's, honey, and it was quite comical for me. Okay, it was quite comical. So he's at the house with his girl. Let me go up so I can read some of this right here. Girl, this man was crazy. This man was crazy. So Darion and her are talking, okay? Because, you know, earlier that day when they sat down, okay, They about to go on a date that same day. So his girl is getting ready to come. Let me tell you, Miss Thang was coming through thanging. She was throwing that wagon around, honey. Okay, coming to the door. All right, but before she got to the door, he was really concerned about whether or not she was gonna look attractive or anything. He did feel as though it doesn't matter who they really present in front of him. He didn't think that they could really take him from his woman, because he also too feels secure with where they are. But as far as Miss Alexia, she don't feel secure in her 14-year relationship at all, and it showed. So let's go ahead and move on. She said, do you think that somebody can come in and take you from me? And he was like, he said no, but he needs them to try their best. Like, he really needs them to try to take him from her, but he don't think that they could. So I'm like, okay. So his date arrives. I said, oh, he gonna be very pleased with Miss Thang, because she is a pretty girl. Okay, she had that wagon on her back, and when she showed up, he was so goofy because he was like, yes. Like, he was just so happy and eager and ready to go on this date. So much so that he got his arm around her. And I'm like, this your first date, girl. How you make this man feel so comfortable enough that he could put his arm around you, and vice versa? How do he make her feel so comfortable that she's okay with that too? So that's whatever it was, he must got something about him, because that's that same energy that made Miss Thang kiss him all those years ago when they first met. So that's what that was. But Miss Thing was it was very interesting. They was holding hands. He had his arms around her. I was like, okay then, girl, we see you, honey. Soon as they sit down, he hurried up and asked her, what's your favorite rap group, or what kind of music you like? Because he had to make sure that he let her know that he was a part of Field Mob. Okay, that is his claim to fame. He had to make sure, honey, if I don't tell you nothing else, honey, you got to know that I was a part of Field Mob. Let's go ahead and go on. She asked him how he feels about being on a date with her. He said that he's happy. He thinks that she is attractive, and she's the type of woman that any celebrity would want to actually be with, based on her figure. Haven't gotten a chance to learn nothing about her for real, but just based on her figure. Okay. So he goes on to let her know, though, that he is not a cheater. That is something that he said he don't do. He's not a cheater or anything like that. She agrees and says, yeah, well, she's not a cheater either. When she's with somebody, she's with them. But let me tell y'all, Miss Kai was giving seduction. That's what she was giving. I'm like, okay, the producers must got in her ear or something. Like, we really, because he did say we need you to try hard. And she was putting her best act on. For Mr. Smoke, Mr. Darion, she was putting her, like, the way she was drinking her wine. I'm like, girl, don't nobody open their mouth that wide to drink on no wine. Okay, now you trying to be all said, don't nobody open their mouth that wide for no wine, ma'am. Okay, giving him the googly eyes and everything. I was like, girl, we see you. We see what you're trying to do, girl. She's trying very hard. That's what he asked for, and this is exactly what it is that he got. Okay, so once he gets home, you know, he's chilling with his girl. You know, they talking about the date and everything. And he tells her that he's used to women that have breasts being dumb. That's what I pretty much gather. He said, I'm used to women that have breasts like that, having a brain in their breasts. So I took it as, okay, you're trying to say that you used to them have big breasted women being dumb. And then he goes on to say, women with booty like that makes women without booty look like that, look bad. And I'm just kind of like, okay, what this got to do with your date, though? Like, let's get to the date. Let's get to the point. Let's get to that part, okay? He says, overall, she was well put together. And Alexia keeps asking him questions without letting him talk. I will say that, though. I was kind of like, girl, shut up and let him talk. Let him talk, because she definitely kept, like, you want to answer, but you're not allowing him the space to say what it is he wants to say. But that's ultimately making me think that you just, you kind of insecure a little bit over there. Okay, girl, and you also got your mind made up on what his answer is going to be before he can even answer it. That's why you keep jumping to the next thing and jump to the next thing. It's like, can he let him answer it? He gonna get it out. Hopefully he get this shit out. Okay, now she goes on to ask him if he kissed her. And then he tells her, let me finish. You doing what she already don't do. Okay, let me finish. She was like, oh, don't compare me to her. Don't compare me to her. And I'm like, ma'am, you just compared yourself to her, in my opinion, because this was his first date with this young lady, and you immediately you kissed her, didn't you? So I feel like you're comparing that because you feeling as though she had the same type of swag, same type of energy as you did when you first met him on that first, not even a date, first meeting, and then you kissed him. So for me, I felt like, okay, you already comparing yourself, but you telling him not to compare y'all. And he just trying to explain to you, okay? He tells her to turn down. No, he tells her that he turned down a lot he could have done, and that Yeah, so he said that he turned down a lot of stuff that he could have done and should have done, but he didn't do it out of respect for her. So then she goes on to tell him that he should have did it anyway. And then he's like, well, wait a minute, okay, because I mean, there's still an opportunity for that if that's what I want to do. So don't try and, you know what I'm saying? Just like don't get smart. Don't get smart now. Okay, there's still a chance for me to do just those very things. Okay, and she gets mad and she storms off and walks off, and I'm just kind of like, my nigga, why would you ask questions that you don't want the answer to, and then get mad when they give you the answer? Like, I mean, I didn't get that. And it's like, for me, I feel like you've been in this relationship for 14 years and you've been able to bag this man. Even being overseas, y'all were able to stay in contact and come back together as though nothing ever happened. You would, just off of that alone, there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from you type of energy. You would think with that alone would have been enough for you to feel somewhat secure within your position. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, unless he's done a lot of cheating and stuff throughout the relationship, but according to him, you know, he isn't a cheater, and she didn't say that he was a cheater. We haven't found that out yet. We only heard that he doesn't want to get married yet. He wants the whole marriage lifestyle without the ring or certificate or any of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, okay, if that's not a case, like the infidelity or whatever, I just feel like you just insecure in your position with your man, and you've been with him for 14 years. And like I said, you was overseas, he was doing this, like through everything that y'all had going on in life, y'all were able to still come back to each other. So how can he go on a date for an hour or so and then you already feel threatened? That's a bit shaky for me, but okay then. All right, let's go ahead and move on. All right, they get to meet with Dr. Nicole. Let me go ahead and go back to that. So they're meeting with Dr. Nicole, and they're going to brief her up on everything that took place as far as their dates. All right, now first up to go is Darion. He says that he had a great time with his date, and that he really liked her, but he kept his commitment in mind as he navigated that date. He says it reminded him of what he had in his relationship, and it faded away. Alexia gets upset again and says, okay, he is comparing his first date to me within the past 14 years or whatever, right? And I understand where Alexia is trying to come from. Like, I've been with you for 14 years. Like, number one, you can't compare me to somebody that you just met. And I understand things are going to change over time, but it's going to continue to stay the same if you're not open and you're not speaking to me and letting me know what it is that you really want. But what I love that Dr. Nicole says, one thing you have to decide is whether you really want to hear your partner's experience. And I was like, tell all of them, like, don't ask if you don't want to know. Granted, they don't have to share anything with you, yet they choose to. So this isn't just his process, ma'am. It's also your process. So are you going to shut the hell up and just, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just go through the damn process. You could just, I don't know. I didn't like that. You signed the papers. You wanted to come on this show. And I doubt if he wanted to do this shit, because clearly he ain't trying to put a ring on it for real, for real. So I'm sure you was the one that signed up for this. So let's just go through the process, okay? Like, I didn't really like that, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and move on to Eric and Jessica. Okay, he speaks on his date and how pretty she was and how it flowed. He enjoyed her. The only thing is, when he talks to Jessica, he says that the conversations only flows with Jessica is when she's drinking. That's the only time things are working out with them. Jessica thinks he is worried about sex. And I was with Dr. Nicole. Like, how you get that out of a girl? She says she thinks that's the only thing that goes through his mind is who he can smash. I said, no, ma'am, that's the only thing that's on your mind. That's what you're thinking about, sister. Okay. She says that the first year of their relationship, he was a hoe. But looking at her like, but again, like I said, he was looking at her at that time like, girl, like, you wasn't even my girl for you to be saying, like, girl, I was in these streets. What is you saying, ma'am? That's the energy he was giving me. Okay. She says if they don't work out, that he won't be looking for love. He'll be looking to be a hoe again. And I said, first of all, if y'all don't work out, what the fuck he decides to do ain't none of your business. That ain't got nothing to do with you. Okay, he's living his best life. Go and live yours. That's if y'all do not work out. Okay, then the other thing is, you don't know that, because another woman could come along and change his perspective and may meet him at a different place of where he's at, and he actually may go on to marry her. But I feel like you're giving me the energy of you're banking on that. If we don't work out, I already know he gonna be an HOE. So any other woman he do try and get with, that's gonna be serious. I already know he gonna cheat on her. It ain't even gonna be that serious anyway. So I ain't even tripping because she ain't gonna get nothing better than what I had. And again, you don't even know that. That shows for me how much work you need to work on within yourself. I'm like, does she need to be on this show or does she need to be on Iyanla that's canceled? Does she need to go over there and revive and sit down with Iyanla and work on her own internal issues? Because okay, let's go ahead and move on now. Eric thinks that she hears what she fears. That could be the case. She could hear what she fears. Okay. I feel like it could be deeper than fears, honey. She's creating fears that don't even exist. But okay. She another thing that Dr. Nicole mentioned is like, girl, why are we that far into the future? Why are we that far? If he don't work out, this is how it's gonna go. Man, why are you this far ahead? Okay, you're trying to get the ring on your finger. Okay, we're not even trying to go that far. Why are you trying to envision him not even being with you? Okay, therefore, you're going to speak that into life. That's going to happen. Okay, because you're believing in that just so much. Can we scale it back? Can you be here in the present, ma'am? Okay, can you be here in the present and think about that? Think about the fact that he's here with you. Okay, even though he was humping and bumping. Okay, even though he was grinding. Okay, even though he was on his thought SHI. Okay, he's here with you, ma'am. Why can't you accept that? Why can't you just, what's going on within you? You're a beautiful woman. Okay, you're very beautiful. Why are you not enough? What's going on up here? Get it together. She was just really, girl. Okay, but I will say this. It was in that moment when Dr. Nicole had to tell her, like, girl, why are we this far ahead in the future? Why you just can't be in the present and accept where you are now? Okay. I said Jessica need to be by her damn self. We gonna see how this all play out because Jessica may have a point. Y'all already know how these shows start off in the beginning, don't be how they are in the middle and towards the end. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But just initially, I was like, Jessica need to be by herself. Jessica need to be by her damn self. Because I feel like their relationship be a lot of like, yeah, he cares about her and all that other stuff. But I feel like when he tells her something, she never takes it for face value. She always just be like, oh, no, it's deeper than that. That's not what it is. You're cheating. You're doing this. You're doing that. And it's like, if you don't trust your man that much, girl, leave him. Why are you wasting your time? If everything he does, you're going to question it and feel as though, you know, he ain't telling the truth, okay? But either way, girl, listen, good luck, okay? Let's go ahead and move on to Sean. Sean says that he learned a lot about himself. He feels as though he can be trusted when he's around other, you know, female ladies. You know, he feels like he can be trusted. LaRonda says that she isn't typically the jealous type, but she was definitely bothered when he went on that date that bothered him. He also says that she doesn't really show her emotions. It's always like, whatever. I believe him. I do think that she gives that energy. Like, I'm gonna be straight, whatever you do. Like that strong woman type energy. You know what I'm saying? Don't really always show vulnerability at times. Want to always show that I got it. Like it's good, it's cool, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of believe what Sean is saying about that. She also goes on to say, which kind of came out of nowhere when he said that, you know, she don't really show her emotions. She bust out and said, decisions come with consequences. Number one, I was kind of like, what they got to do with anything? Why would you mention that? What that maybe I missed on, maybe they cropped something. I didn't understand why she told him decisions come with consequences, although you know that's true. She was also saying that that was true and he called it a threat. And then Dr. Nicole said that it's not a threat, but you're over here exercising your control. You know what I'm saying? I do feel like that was a bit of control and kind of like intimidation in a sense. So I understood where Dr. Nicole was coming from. I agreed with her on that. You was definitely, girl, you was over there kind of like threatening that man, intimidate that man, like don't do I wouldn't do. Because you may around and be single. Be careful, you know. And I don't really blame her on that, but I agree with what Dr. Nicole said as far as how she was calling it out. When it came down to the dates and whether or not they're going to go on these dates again, Eric said no. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. Like, I don't want to go on another date with the girl. She was gorgeous, but I don't want to do anything to affect what I got going on over here. Okay, cool. Understood. Jessica is super happy. And I'm like, you so happy and you so insecure. Let's go ahead and move on. Sean, no date for Jessica. He felt as though she was too perfect. Now, LaRonda was like, well, that's cool or whatever. But I feel like if she was perfect, that's an opportunity I would want you to explore. Now, everybody can't be like LaRonda, but I appreciate how LaRonda is. I feel like LaRonda feels secure in the relationship that she has with her man, and she wants him to have the full experience without taking it too far. You know what I'm saying? But wanting him to get the full experience. And I wish everybody could be like that, but they can't. So it is what it is. Let's also move on. Darion says that he is definitely, well, he didn't say what he was gonna do. Okay, he didn't say what he was gonna do, but he tried to throw it off as though like, oh, I want to get the full experience of the I want to go on a date to get the full experience, you know. And Dr. Nicole was like, well, that's kind of like depending on you. Don't try and throw it off over here like you just trying to follow the process, but it's really also up to you. You have a decision in this. But we can see that it looks like he's gonna choose to go on a few dates with Kai, and I think he's gonna do it honestly just to have fun with Kai. In the end, I don't see him choosing Kai. I see him choosing the woman that he's comfortable with, the woman he definitely knows for a fact has his back, but I'm still concerned on whether or not he's actually going to give her a ring. I feel like at the end of the episode, he is not going to give her the ring that she desires, but I feel like he's going to give her some type of commitment or some type of promise ring or some shit like that, basically a hush ring, but it ain't gonna be called no engagement ring. That's what I'm believing is gonna happen between Darion and Miss Thing, what's her name, Miss Alexa. That's what I think is going to happen. I feel like Sean and LaRonda, I can't believe he will get to a place where he is going to propose to her. I feel like that may actually indeed happen. Will they get married right away? No. But I think that he is going to give her a ring. I feel like that's going to happen. When it comes to Jessica and Eric, I'm not sure. I feel like even if he does give her a ring, I could see him giving her a ring just to please her, because he seems like he's he pleases her all the time, so much so that he tips around certain things based on her. You know, I feel like I could see him proposing to her, and they may actually get married, because that's going to solely definitely be what Jessica is going to want. And they may be together for some time, but I just feel like he gonna get tired of her ass if she don't change her the way she think about stuff. He gonna get tired and he gonna fuck around and divorce her. So we'll just see. But that's just how I feel about all the couples. You know, y'all leave your thoughts and comments down below. I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, okay, share my videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.